The cell membrane takes things in and out of the cell in order to maintain homeostasis. This means keeping the pH and salt levels balanced, bringing in oxygen and taking out CO2, and sending out proteins in order to send messages to other cells. Let's dive into how this all works. First, let me explain concentration gradients. A concentration gradient is the difference in the amount of molecules across a space. Molecules usually move from high concentration to low concentration. They do this in order to achieve equilibrium. All molecules have an inherent energy and are almost always moving randomly. This randomness tends to lead toward the concentration gradient going high to low. The general direction most molecules are going in a space is called net movement. Dynamic equilibrium is when the net movement is zero, meaning molecules are still moving throughout the space, but they are moving in all directions equally. Let's go back to cell transport. There are two types: passive transport and active transport. Passive transport relies solely on the concentration gradient. It can happen directly through the cell membrane or with the help of channel proteins. I went more in depth on channel proteins in my previous video on the cell membrane. Active transport uses ATP energy to go against the concentration gradient. Active transport happens when a protein is activated by ATP in order to take molecules across the membrane. The cell membrane can also use vesicles. Vesicles are blobs that carry molecules across the membrane. They also need ATP to work. When a vesicle crosses the cell membrane, it can be called two different things. If the vesicle enters the cell, it will be called endocytosis. If the vesicle exits the cell, it will be called exocytosis. That's all I want to cover in this video. Thank you for listening to my explanation. If you like how I explain these concepts, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting more videos like this in the future. If you're confused by anything, leave a question in the comments. I'll be sure to answer. And if you're curious about another topic, I'll answer the questions about that as well.